Welcome back to the college football week 7 betting locks and predictions. And let's start with a recap of last week. We went over 500 again and won about a unit and a half, as you can see on the recap here. And in terms of the games, we had Iowa State just cover the 1.5 point spread. Kansas lost in gross fashion at home. It was a close game throughout. That game could have gone either way. I feel like we still got good value even though they were unable to win that game, as they were about plus 200 or a little more than that. Texas minus 6.5 easily cover in a rout of Oklahoma. LSU gets boat raced at home, and USC covers against Washington State. The last two wins we had were UCLA getting it done against Utah at home, and then we had Louisville going on the road at Virginia without Cunningham, a late scratch, but they still got it done there. Let's get right into the locks for this week, and we've got Kansas on the road at Oklahoma, and Kansas is 5 or 6-0 against the spread. It may have been a push last week. I'm not sure what the closing line was, but we've got a great thing here with Oklahoma, preseason darling for Vegas, and Kansas is a team that Vegas has not liked over the whole season. It might be a bounce back effect for Oklahoma, and Dylan Gabriel might well play for them, so this might get to a little better value later in the week. But I think that this Kansas team, whether Jalen Daniels is playing or not, is very good. Bean came into the game and played great. He slung it, but ultimately he was the reason for their downfall with that pick. Their receivers were making some special plays, but the defense does concern me a little. But Oklahoma hasn't really been able to get anything going offensively over these past 2 weeks. Of course, Dylan Gabriel could be the factor that does that, but we'll have to see what happens. I like Kansas to keep their magical run going here. Then Tennessee at home against Alabama. I'm assuming Bryce Young is going to play, but once it's confirmed that he is, this might balloon up to like 10.5 for Tennessee. Everyone's hopping on the Tennessee bandwagon now, and why not? They're a top 4 team by strength of record and game control stats. They're playing great. They just routed LSU. Alabama's coming off a tough, gritty game at home against Texas A&M. It's their second game where there's been a play where Alabama could have lost. They missed the field goal against Texas. They would have lost that game. If Texas A&M scores the touchdown against Alabama there, they win that game. But we're taking Tennessee here, and this is our first 2-unit lock of the season. Instead of taking the Tennessee money line, I think this one will be close. This will be an easy cover for Tennessee here. It'll be a great game at Neyland Stadium, home of College Game Day as well. Then we've got Florida State at home against Clemson. Coming off 2 straight losses, Florida State is due for the bounce back here. Plus 4.5, even if they aren't able to win. I think this will be a close, gritty game, and I think that they will have a good chance against a good Clemson team, but Florida State is also good, so we'll have to see what happens there. Then USC at Utah. We're taking another 2-unit lock. These are our first 2-unit locks of this season. We're taking Utah minus 3. Cam Rising and co. are due for a bounce back after that tough UCLA game. Still not sold on this USC defense. We'll see what happens when they play a premier offense. Of course, Cam Ward got in trouble from that USC tough front, but I think that Utah might be able to mitigate it a little better, plus the bounce back effect. Playing at home at Rice Eccles, it's a tough place to play. So with all that being said, we're taking 2 units on Utah minus 3 here. Finally, we've got another Pac-12 lock. I think Oregon State is going to respond this week. They did not play well against Stanford, very nearly lost the game, but I think they're due for a bounce back. It's a tough place to play at Reser Stadium, and Washington State is, of course, coming off a tough road loss at USC. We've got a lot of traveling to do. I think this favors Oregon State in this matchup. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe and comment your predictions below.